Oh, it's a morning check-in, morning check-in. Get my levels up. My levels up. Morning check-in, morning check-in. The smartest shall survive. This stream was inspired by a video I seen from Langston 2092. I like what he said. He said the geeks and the nerds run the world. He said those are the smart people. Yes, I co-sign that. Yes, they run the planet. Not the cool guys on the cool table, like people always say. Yeah, I mean, there's some cool guys on both sides. But the fundamental part, the average dude pretending and all that stuff, he's average. But when it comes to cool guys, that they like to play this 2080 nonsense. But I kind of agree with him on this one. He said that the ones they don't even have to do a workout or anything, or a game, which is kind of sad. When we see in these spaces, no matter if it's small fraction of red pill spaces or mass or anything, or I think a whole society on the internet or YouTube, they do run the planet when it comes to tech. I said this last year in certain streams I talk about. I mean, my channel's based off that a little bit. What I found out 2 years ago on the brain trust was gone, Toya, is I've come to realize 2 years ago I was on the brain trust. That's what they was pushing. But I'm glad Complex said this too about the Sapio and all the other stuff. And I was realizing, like, and what Langston is saying right now with this pre-record, he's absolutely right. A lot of times it is like that outside or offline. Because I remember when I used to work 2 years ago. I mean, 2 years ago, I remember this coming back in these spaces. Even prior to that, in years on back, like 4 or 5 years back when I used to work, it was like that in the corporate world, and it's always gonna be that way. They don't want the quote unquote street dude, right? This is why you got the purple pill god being successful on YouTube talking about relationships. He shouldn't take that lane, but he's smart enough to know he see that money, but he knows technology is what rules society now. So back then, tech years ago when I was coming up, it was fairly new. It was around. Every technology is in different periods in the world. I would say the ancient world, modern world, those are basic technologies. But we're talking about the actual screens, interfaces, and all that. You want to talk about the computers? Oh, they've been around a long time. Yeah, black men created the internet and everything else, and computers. But here's the thing: white folks got the money behind control the computers. So when I first saw one in the '90s, I would say like when I was younger, I saw it probably when I was like 2 to 4 years old or something like that. And the computers were not that great. The internet was not that great. Now in the '80s, I know people say you got to pay for the internet, which is true. That changed when the '90s came. They put people in their houses instead of paying it. You keep it because back then it was a retreat. What the internet was about. That's why you got these smartphones and these internet now. It's superior to what it once was in the 20th century, the late part of the 20th century. And that's why I'm saying the internet had a boom in the late part of the 20th century, not to the mid to late, like the 80s. I call that mid to late, but I'm saying like the 90s is the late part of the 20th century. That's where you start seeing the boom. This is why you start seeing the internet thriving in 96 or some shit like that. When you hear Windows 96 or 95 and around those years, that's when it boomed. This is where technology and video games became big. And this is when the geek and nerds got their power. They didn't start to take fully power. See, they used to get clowned and get stuff in lockers. These dudes had money. And I'm not saying money rules the world, but their influence rules the world too. Now, their muscle, it's the guys as well around it. You got to have strength and you got to have brains. You got to have common sense. That's what rules society as well too, by the military. This is where you get the militarism. This is where you get the military industrial complex. And the people that control that have the brains. They run the planet, man. They run the music and everything in the industry. Listen to dumbed down music, like drill music. That's violent, right? But the dudes behind that got the money behind it because you got a lot of fake thugs out here too. A lot of people be snitching and telling on each other. That's why the street shit is dead. That's why I don't talk about the PUAism I don't talk about that game shit. That shit died after 9/11. This is why I like the $1 billion mindset, aka Ask Nathaniel. Shout out to him. And he always preached this last year. And he realized his homeboy was teaching him something. Can't talk about the same old stuff all the time. You got to adapt. Adaptation is what sells. It's the future. I mean, the smartest person will survive. Yes, not the strong. They always say this saying, the strongest will survive. You know, we all used to believe that as kids. We all used to believe it, no matter what age or mathematical group. We all used to believe that. But in reality, it's not true. It's the smartest to survive. Smarter people pick situations ahead of time. This is why I say long term. Short term, I'll give you an example of what Ramil was saying about the hoses when I hate bringing this back. And this is based off what he's saying, who's the smartest to survive, stop thinking frivolous thing for us. He said the reason in his mind, I would say he said they were winning short term. We're thinking from a short term perspective. That's what I got from him. Then long term, they're not winning. Now I get what the Igmore crew is talking about. The problem with them is they're stuck in their ways. Long term is what we should be aiming at. Yeah, the smartest will survive because they did this on purpose, so everybody goes clipped. You know, things can happen. But like I said, when he said that the cool guys are not winning, which they don't go to college and everything. I'm not hating on people that go to college, learn a trade or something. That's good. You've been in the military, that's good. Get your education, whatever. But the guys that go to college, you know, college ain't guaranteed. College is like, if you do it right, yes, you'll be up there with those corporates and owning businesses and things like that and know how to maneuver around. It's gone, May, salute. And it's just something I notice about, you know, just YouTube, like the way they put the internet now. If you don't have the internet, like I'm not saying the internet, if you don't have proper internet skills or fundamentals and understand not just the social media, but I'm saying know how to use it properly. Anybody should read the internet in a book at the same time and do both. Anybody that don't have that now, it's no excuse. I blame the guys lower class. You should learn to adapt. 2 years ago, when the 19 virus hit, this pandemic, that's when I realized the reset was here. See, if you go back to 2019, it wasn't like that. Everybody was in their normal lives. Nobody was on the internet like that. That's what I'm talking about. 2020 was a new beginning. That shift, when that shit hit, people didn't know what to do. The first thing they went on was YouTube. Saw a lot of streams around April, not just March, but April, talking about the shit, panicking. This is before George Floyd was alive, and what's the name? Ahmaud Arbery died the same year. So yeah, it's a rough year. That's a rough year. And that year was a wash. The reason I'm glad I didn't do no content that year, I thought about it. I thought about doing this as content, and I realized it's not that good. It's not that good. It's not that good. Because according to that year, I was self-reflecting. I was trying to see how I was gonna move around on the internet. See, offline, I was taking some personal stuff, trying to get in the position what I want. So I just came from a job and things like that. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. So the smartest will survive. But the biggest thing I can say is, how can we? And they will survive. I'm not saying you have to be blunt. I'm just saying that's for real. But they will survive, you know, because they get out of things. You know, a lot of people try to say the strong will always survive. Well, that's a silly saying. I always remember that. But I'm glad he said the smartest will survive. The way things are, you got to move like that. If you don't, it will eat you alive. He's absolutely right. And that kind of resonated with me. And I'm glad we talked about this over at Wine G's a little bit. That resonated with me. That resonated with me. That shit resonate with me prior, like I would say that night we was talking about the generational shit. That's what it was. And I'm just saying, like, I'm not surprised what's going on. I'm not surprised what's going on, but I'm just looking at what it is. So surprisals is just about to happen. But I'm not saying that to be mean or anything. But the smartest will survive. So, in so many words, I'm just looking at it like this. When you survive, man, you just gotta learn to adapt to this shit. And I think when Ty City said this last year, he said, you gotta learn to adapt, man. We gotta quit talking about these conversations like that. People are stuck on stupid and get enamored with a lot of things. So, yeah, man. And I'm just saying, in so many words, you gotta stop. You gotta stop thinking the little shit. Big shit's coming. And you gotta expand your future. So that's why I try to change my shit as I can. Because this week I will talk about the Embracing Independent Thinking series, and we're gonna talk about the smartest will survive. I might make a whole thing out of it. I'm gonna use it. I like how you said that. And then I'm glad I'm gonna talk about the anarchism. I'll talk about a lot of things on Thursday Thrills, put some subjects on it and what matters, my Thursday topics. And I told you I might have to change the time on those, start them in the afternoon and then start off the night and then just cut it. Because ain't that much going on Thursdays, if you really think about it. I'll do a stream and just stick it that way. Think about it. And that's how I'm going to be on Thursdays. Because at night, Thursday nights, spill into Friday nights, it's cool. There's no need. So I can end streams and just dumb out. You know what I mean? Because in the winter, you rather want to switch it to daytime because it gets dark real easily. Because a lot of people don't come through it at night. I mean, my night audience will always going to be Wednesday nights. And I just keep it short. Because Thursday night, same thing. The Thursday Thrills, I keep them at nights only. They ain't going to last that long because it's not going to be a lot of marathon streams you're going to see. But the smartest will survive. I like what he said. He said technology is expanding. It's taking all parts of the job. He said about the Amazon, the trucks, and all that. It's actually, and that's just what it is. Oh, it's gone, Captain. All hail, great skull. But you know what I mean? I feel like it will have to survive. You have to understand that when you survive in this environment, you got to learn how to adapt. Technology is. Yeah, no marathons for a while. Yeah, good morning, Kareem. But I'm just saying, like, you got to understand. You got to be smart in this society. And that's just the problem that I have with people. And I'm glad he mentioned that in a pre-record. I saw his little video. I was in the bathroom, cleaning myself up, put some deodorant and some soap, took a little nice little refresh. But, brush my teeth and everything. But when I saw that video, I like how he said it. He said, the nerds, they run this world. Yes, they do. Why do you think there's anime, video games? I mean, I've been saying that shit for years. And I wasn't doing content then when I left the shit. I was saying that on my job, they run the shit. I saw that peak somewhere around 2015. Prior to that, they was around, they was getting their money up. Even when I was a kid, they had it. That was our generation. But once they peaked, it was over. There's nothing we can do about it. Because the funny thing was, I understand that's the future. And if you do not have a smartphone, see, in 2012 changed a whole lot. That's when the smartphone era came. That's what ruined everything. Once this shit came, and then when live streams came later, that's when the shit went up. And then you had to adapt. And it changed jobs. And here's the thing. 2020, 19 virus and everything, right? Pandemic, right? Killed a lot of that shit. Can't blame China. It's bullshit. Because China is controlled by us. Technically, a lot of people think China's powerful. China ain't shit. Last time China was powerful, you had Mao Zedong, totalitarian. If you want to go there with me, that's when he was powerful. China's not what it used to be. Don't be fooled. China's struggling just like everybody else. Because I speak to Dre a lot. Dre lives in Japan. He's telling you that Japan is trying to go back to its old ways in World War II. So it's a repeat of World War II. That World War III talk is bullshit. It's not gonna be North Korea. It's a combination of a lot of things because America is stressed in. The military is stressed out. The military-industrial complex is what's hurting the world. You got private military people, smart people. They're violent, with the hands and all that stuff, but they're smart. They know how to control their tempers and shit. That's who rules society. People like that has my stature. They're a lot smarter than I am. I'll admit that. I'm semi-smart and semi a little dumb, but I'll admit that. And I'll say that in the Sunday Madness. I'll say some of that on the stream. And I'm going to break down the tenets. It's going to be a little light roast and things like that because I moved past last week. Fuck last week. I'm talking about me right now. I'm not going to be a panelist all the time. I'm sick of that shit for a while. I'm just going to fall back and just let the chips fall and just do my content. I'm going to do pre-records from now on. I'm not going to participate on anybody's panels and shit. You want to ask, just do a one-on-one interview with me and that's it. I ain't got time to fuck around with you niggas. You niggas is lame and go over on the other side. All that incel shit. We don't support that. We're the villain sector over here. We villains. We calculate. Villains calculate and destroy shit. We just put shit out in the air. We teach you little gems and we come at it. But I'm not gonna have a lot of whole panels today. Like I'll have one. And if you come with that woman talk, I'm knocking your ass off. It's a fair warning to y'all. Not with that. Not with that gender war and relationship talk. I'm not into that. Take that shit over there. We'll brief it, but I'm not with that. I'm not the channel for that. Because I know what my channel is. I deal with knowledge and all the other shit. I'll talk a little bit about politics, what's going on, current events. That's it. We stay on topic. And talk about this shit, what I'm talking about. The smartest will survive. You gotta learn to adapt. Stop talking about frivolous shit. And this shit is going to enhance. It's gone, what you call it? Psycho candy. Yeah, man, because this shit, you gotta understand. When the smartest survive, good morning, Shar. You gotta be smart. Like, you gotta learn to adapt. You can't just cry about the same shit like you did last year. This is why the new year is gonna be fun. And I'm glad I'm gonna do something next month on the Black History. I'm gonna probably not play my Dark History streams. I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna find out something about his website. If he updated on some things, I might do that on a Wednesday or some shit. And may do that as a period, as a spoof. Might do that with Sunday Madness. I don't know. But I will have Sunday Madness. Don't y'all worry. I will do Sunday Madness every time. That's still my streams. I will always do that. Always do that. The Monday streams, like Just Independent Thinker, that's for, like I said, that's for like the I will say, like, I started out in the summer originally, but eventually it's gonna be, I'll change it now. It's fall, winter, and I'll say spring, and I'll cut it off like that. If I do those streams, that's gonna be like every other Monday, and I'm gonna be done with it. That's a series. And if I want to decide to bring it back in the fall or whatever, I'm gonna go back to those streams. But I'm doing pre-records for now. For now on, because I'm gonna lessen my streams a little bit. Because Thursday streams, I'm gonna do them in the afternoon. What's going on, lovely? But you know what I'm saying? Like, the smartest will survive, man. Like, a lot of people always say the strongest will survive. There's some little truth to that. I mean, long time ago, it'd been great in my dad's day. Even I'll say my grandparents' day. You could say that. But the way society has changed over decades of the last century to this century, Langston is right. I mean, I agree with that sentiment of his videos. And I'm glad he said this. He said this because I like how he said it. Yes, they will survive. He said it's a head above your shoulders. The cool guys, yeah, you can have all the fun all you want. But that smart guy will always win. I don't know what it is. They played in certain movies. You know, a lot of people call it fairy tale. It may be fairy tale, but in reality, it's actually the truth. It's not fairy tale anymore. Because if you really red pill, you ain't supposed to be thinking about the relationship. That's a small piece of the world. The rest of the world is vast. You got to have a mindset to move forward. So what I try to do this year with this yes, Trump's cute. Yes. The funny thing about this channel, I'm trying to move that direction, and then I realize what my content is. I'm glad my Wednesday streams, those political exercises is going to come. I will talk about anarchism a lot because that's going to be part of the change of the world, but you got to be smart about it because you're dealing with the military industrial complex giants, corporations, and things like that. And you got to compete with them. They want you to compete with them. They want you assimilated. And I saw this over at Big J and BGS. I'm going to talk about that probably today, what I saw. What I saw was the conversation needs to be on that level because this is where your minds need to meet. But that gender shit don't mean nothing. I don't care about what the divestors doing. I don't care what everybody else is doing. They're irrelevant to me because they're not on that train. I just let them hang themselves. What I do is I bring the shit together and try to get to the solution how we can adapt. And we was trying to say this over at Juan G's about the generation. Because the generational supremacy is a no-no. We're gonna kill that shit. Because my dad's generation, well, see, he'll be 70 next year. Because since he's born on 53, so that makes sense. Half of his generation above doesn't really care. Especially if he has a business. And since he works for a health department, or like a corporation like Atlanta's, the health department, he's an auditor, deals with their taxes. Them guys and the guys that control the computers and all that shit, they run society. I'm sorry, man. This is why I understand why people hate Trump. Trump was conniving, but he had a team of guys to get him out of that shit. So 2024, like I said last year, is the future, what is going to be in the world, because tech is king now. You saw how Biden won. He had to have technology. Trump did the same thing. Obama did the same thing. Obama was the first president to implement that shit. Like I try to tell you, the age of the smartphone, before the smartphone, he won. I predicted he won in 07. And the reason why he won, he was different. Even though he's kin to Bush on his mama's side, but outside of that, Obama was a genius. He went to Harvard. He went to different schools. He used the shit. Outside of that, he was that guy. But that next year, I knew he was going to win again because, I didn't vote for him the last time. This time, they thought Romney was going to win. Romney wasn't going to win. Obama was just powerful. He took it. That's only the smart survives. And they did it based off, they manipulate. They all bad, but 9 out of 10, they don't give a shit. They will always survive. That's why I'm not a panel whoring prostitute on here. I mean, that's a shot thrown at a certain individual, but you already know what the time it is. I don't do that shit. I rarely argue with females on this shit because it's no need. I think Dre said it best. Got to tone that shit down. That shit ain't working. Those bots in the chats, they turned them off. That was good for like the 1st of January and the 5th. People ain't playing, man. You gotta change your message, man, because you gotta adapt. There's a lot of things that's changed, but I'm gonna read some of the comments what Lovey said. People seem to be allergic to intelligence. They are. They don't want to deal with it. And Trump uses 48 laws of power, I'm sure. Yeah, everybody does. Everybody does. Well, you actually practice that every day. You don't even have to read a book. It's common sense. Like, common sense and intellect do go together, but here's the thing. Common sense is a form of smart. You see shit for what it is. It's part of your brain. It's also part of your eyesight, too. You see people, what they do based off your actions. They teach you how to be smart by doing things. But your brain and all that goes together. It's like a combination of a lot of things. See, intellect deals with, it's not common no more, but intellect is like book smart. It's kind of like you deal with a lot of, I'll give you an example. If you talk about philosophies all day, that's right. That's a good example. Or, spirit, all that. But common sense, basic shit, or entry level, intricate sense, I would say, you're supposed to have all that. It's kind of like the guys in the, I want to say private military and the military, industrial, they have common sense smarts. They understand how to survive. Oh, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Miss V. known as MTGV TV. Morning, check out our channel, y'all. But I'm just saying, like, you gotta trump that. And I'm glad that resonated with me. I'm like, I've been saying that the longest. I said that last year. And when I saw what happened to Ramil's channel, I'm not mad. You know what I realized inside? I wasn't mad because I realized he knew exactly what he did. He realized you can't talk about anti stuff and then you try to get money off of it. That shit, not a problem. That shit is daunting. Now he want to be anti-vax all day. I mean anti-19 virus, the shot, whatever. That shit ain't working. See the right wing stuff on YouTube, they're trying to get away from that stuff. It's gone, Skyfall. I see a lot of people do not have critical thinking practice. They don't. It takes time. When you have critical thinking skills, you can do anything. It's gone. Mr. DJ Music, it's Supreme Elder. Good morning. Good morning. And I'm just saying, man, like, you gotta understand something. Once I understand the fallouts, the small shit, one thing I learned about this channel is standing. So me and Gino had a nice conversation. And I told him, do that. Do your content. And I like it. I'll support it. I'll support him. Because I can give some ideas how to move. We can have a little small disagreements and things like that, but as men, I can give him some topics. You want to talk? I'll give Gino some topics. I'll give him some topics. Yeah. I might talk to him on the cord, on Discord. We're gonna talk. I'll give him some ideas what he want to talk about. I'll point him in the right direction. And this is gonna work because I like what Past $40 is doing, the Buildosphere. He's got a nice little crew that fits him. That's gonna work. Our shit is kind of like similar to theirs, but it takes the time. As villains, we understand we're anti everything, right? We're the bad guys to certain people talking about bad stuff. And she said, YouTube has exposed a lot of people in their lack of self. Yeah, that's true. All of it. You got to adapt, man. This year is the year of adaptation. So I'm working on 2022, and I said this is the year. So I'm focusing on who's going to be in politics in Georgia. We'll talk about that a little bit. Probably have to talk about it Sunday Madness. It's going to be crazy, and we got to talk about it. Because I thought I was going to roast a certain individual. I said, no, I'm going to let him have it. I'm going to dust him. I'm going to do something I ain't did before. Ain't did in a long time. I got to go back to the old me, what I used to do in content when I have problems with certain people. I just blow past them. I want to start doing it because this time I'm serious. I got my little small setup and I'm going to keep it that way until now. Day at a time. But yeah, the more you are anti, the more you get anti. Exactly. You get anti the system and people talking about the same old stuff. It's cool to talk about it, but you got to minimize it. Because I remember the days you got to be that person. So me talking to people like I did yesterday, things like that, I was chilling. And I felt like, I'm glad I did that small stream. And it's cool, but this one is going to be good too, because this is like, I could go over, because I'll have a 2:30 stream later on in the afternoon and get my stream started. I'll have a discussion. But this one right here, I just want to say, like the morning streams, I like doing these. These keep it up, and I maintain what I'm going to have, man. Those streams I'm posting, it's going to be efficient, man, because tomorrow's stream in the nighttime, we're going to go back what we said. And yeah, we got to do it. Because I feel like that's just my shit. I ain't going to use the Brace of Independent Thinking series, like using a string. I'm going to do something different this year. Instead of doing that, I'm going to talk about something totally different. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it. We're going to talk about this even further. The smartest always survives. I don't know what it is. I don't care if it's an animal, a person, place, a thing. But when it comes to people, human beings, that's in a crisis or societal changes, they always survive. It's always survive. I can say if you want to talk about egalitarianism, that's a form of all the philosophies that came out of a theory they called utilitarianism, which I'll break down for certain arguments, certain discussions. I want to spark that conversation because I don't know if BGS is listening. I would love to have that conversation. I'd love to have that conversation. I don't use it in a political sense. Can it work in society? You know, like these talks that y'all talk about. Because I'm going to spark that conversation. I want it so bad. I like that conversation we had with Big J about the Monahan report. But he don't want that work. He don't want that work with me, Cyril, and whatever. And we can counter that. Does he believe in it? Because I don't buy into it. I understand what it is. I know why he's using it. He thinks it's statistics. It's cool. But let's spark it in a philosophy sense. Because a lot of these dudes, they get on here, they just say a lot of wild stuff, but that's just them. But sometimes you got to challenge it. I miss the days when you debate certain people. But that debate with Tommy and Village Arsons, that's going to be interesting. It's going to be entertaining and funny, but Tommy will take that crowd. I believe he's going to take the incel crowd. It's not good, but Tommy's going to be Tommy. But shouts out to Brother X. I will check you out on the 16th. Might skywatch it. I don't know if I'm going to do a stream because I got to make sure what day is on the stream, but I would like to see what they're going to say in the conversation. I'm going to ask that question. I might say that for later on my stream and talk about that. I would love to see that. What they talk about. If VA wants to hit the link, if I drop it, I want the conversation to see what y'all talking about. So I'm very interested in that. See, I want to spark shit. This is the year I'm going to do what I'm going to do. As a panelist, no more, man. Not doing that. Less the conversation is good. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, I'll discuss that. I might have to do a stream on that in a political sense. I'm gonna spark it up, man, because I gotta have that conversation because I want them to see what it is. You know, I'm probably talk about that Q Wilson shit with the broken window. Yeah, be the starter. Yeah, because I gotta have that, man. We gotta talk about that because what Big J did with BGS, they was going back and forth. That impressed the hell out of me. See, that's how you do it. 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 So those conversations need to be had. And he talked about that a little bit when I saw in the first part, but Pierre tried to save his ass. I wouldn't do it. But the audience is kind of fragmented. But that's on him. That's on him. You know, he has a style of doing things, and you know, he got him on supports. BGS got him on support. It's actually equaled out because Pierre messed it up. And that's even worse. She's a co-host, but I understand he likes his things the way it is. But he told on himself. He told on himself. He should have mentioned he had white grandfathers. He shouldn't mention that. He told on himself because they're gonna use that. The Igmore crew likes to play the pro-black angle. Now I understand why, because they'll use that against. If I was Big J, I wouldn't even say that stuff in the stream. The first part. The second part, he responded to his response. I think BGS has another channel called BGS Books. Talked about the gender stuff, and I kind of laughed. Typical shit that they talk about in the manosphere. And that should be dead now. We should be focused on real shit, tangibles, sometimes hobbies and things like that. And you got to be tangible what you're saying, man. See, out here is therapeutic. When I talk about various topics. Get my thoughts out. That's what I do. But here, it only gets impressed. I'll say, I'll read a comment. Hold on. I'll say, only get impressed with people who make me look deep into what they say and they share a view that I've never thought of. Yeah, that's cool. But as I was saying, when I saw that stream, him going there and called him out of the chat room, I learned something. what I saw today, you got two individuals that knew each other for a long time, and he's like a detractor. So again, he had opposition. Big J's got his own opposition, and B just had it in the chat room. I don't think Big J was ready for that, but Big J was when he did certain topics, and they kept going around about the agriculture, economics, and things like that. You know, B just go always use the Monahan report. You got to read, man. He's gonna challenge you. See, the way to get BGS, you can't get emotional. You can't get emotional. You can't start arguing because he's the type of dude. He's gonna come at you. You gotta put your personal shit to the side. You gotta make him tap out. He's been slaughtered before, but he always keep coming back. That's just who he is, and I've learned that about him too on panels. I've been on panels with him like 15 times last year. I'll say like I'll say 2 years ago, and then last year, something like that. I believe earlier around this time, multiple times. And what I got from him on the panel, he's the same as he is in the comment section, but he has that presence to give him that respect. So he can be challenged. I've seen him get challenged on the panel. Yeah. So I know what he's like on the panel as a panelist and a host. So I've been on the panelist with him when he was the host and a panelist together. But I've never been the host and he's become my panelist on my channel. I never had that. So that's gonna be interesting if we talk about something different. Depends on the people who's on the panel. Because I gotta have a conversation to spark that. The only way you do that is you mention that report. So he's triggered by that. So we're gonna talk about a lot of things. So we got to talk about certain systems. So yeah, I talk about a little bit of philosophy on here, what works in this country, because the way the elections go, it goes together, and we're gonna stick with it and give you some links. If he just wants to come through and challenge it, cool. We're not gonna argue with you. We're just gonna pull it out. We'll have this discussion. I'll have that discussion with him. That's cool. It ain't gonna be no debate. It's just what it is. He can come challenge it, prove another link. I got more links. I back up what I say, but and I'm glad it's gonna happen. Yeah, you gotta present the right question. And always, the guy like him, he's interesting because I'm glad Big J started that. I'm glad he came in his chat because he always comes as a detractor. A lot of people don't know he does that. I try to tell that to Kuda. No, BGS knows he's not dumb. He's one of them guys. He's got that type of audience, man. He's got multiple channels. Like, dude is here. He's got PhDs on this shit. Good morning, Nadia. You had a good show last night. Appreciate you. Morning. But like I said, he's that type of guy I would love to see. And that's just what it is. Like I need somebody like that, not just for views. I just want to see a conversation like that. I know he's gonna stay in the chat because I know he don't want that work with Cerulean and Dre. I already know that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. It has to be away from them two, but they always welcome too. But I'm just saying, he might participate. I'm just saying, if he comes up, let him do the talking. Cause he gonna need the help he get. Cause I know he's gonna bring Art with him and Charles with him. I have a feeling I'm gonna talk about something that matters. Cause I'm on that type of edge. Cause the next week, I promised to we'll talk about totalitarianism. I'm glad he wanted that discussion, but we'll talk about it. I'll talk about it coming next weekend. I'll do a part 2 because that one we're gonna go it briefly. And that's a Wednesday topic. I don't know if I'm going to open it up. Because since I'm not going to be a panelist somewhere, I'm just going to do straight content because the winter is here. So it's going to get colder. Got to push the content. Just saying. I'll let everybody do their shit. I don't say in the chat rooms from now on because I want to see what brothers is doing. I don't have to be on panels. Now I got my content over right here. And we're gonna be talking. I ain't gonna do no marathons. Tell you that right now. If the conversation is good. You got to, man, because I feel like I'm glad I'm doing this week. I'm doing this coming up stream. Well, this stream counts as 1 and 2 of the same day. And that's it for me. And then I got one tomorrow. It's a Monday stream. So that's 3 streams apiece because it's back to back. And then I got Wednesday. So that's like, okay, I got 2 on the same day. That's 3. It's about 5 streams this week, including this one. This is like 5 streams. Like, amazing. That Thursday thrills. Oh, yeah. That's a redo. Last one got clipped with the copyright, so I had to redo this one. This one ain't gonna be no music or anything. I'm talking about various topics. Anybody can come. I ain't got no issues. I'll pin the link. And what you're gonna notice today, I'm not gonna pull multiple links. Just hit it in the pin from now on. I'm gonna start doing that. And that's it. Hit it on the pin. Not doing that no more. I'm not doing no rounds. I'm gonna change that. I said that last year. I'll make some changes. Let's go. Just hit it in the pin. Not with that this year. So I'm not trying to argue with nobody this year. I'm not protecting nobody that's looking for cover. Come with that bullshit, you're gone. I gotta start that spark. So yeah, I gotta get this sector tight. So I got some ideas for Gino if he ever wants to start up next month. He said he gotta work on some things this month, which is good for him. I'll give him some ideas. I'll give him some topics. Besides the woman stuff. I'll give him some topics. How's it gonna be intricate? We talk a little bit about politics. You know, I can give him that conversation and talk about systems and things like that. I've been saying, because I'm that type of person for that. I'm a specialist in this because I read a lot of shit too. But this year will be interesting. Who's going to be governor? It's going to go all the way to the voting polls. I'll participate. At least I vote. And I'm going to see who's going to be the new governor because the governor we got now ain't shit. He's not helping nobody because of healthcare. It's a lot of reasons. I'll expand on that today in the afternoon. But today, I just want to talk about the smartest will survive, man. You got to learn to adapt to technology because technology's king. What we do now is how to use it, not just for money, but how to use it and sustain, not as just a business, but how to maintain it long term. Short term, you're looking at the money. Long term, how you going to sustain it to help other people around it. See, the money's the nice part. It's how you help around it. So what Lyxon was saying is true. Yes, those guys that you call geeks and nerds or semi-nerd, whatever you want to call them, they're winning. Well, actually, they win in the long term. They're not really winning in the short term, but they actually winning based off ownership in the short term. But in the long term, it pays off. They get those new retirement fees and all that shit. This country is corporate, man. It took me, I will say, before the pandemic, I already knew. It took me years to think like that. Even in my 20s, even when I used to work. It was on that level. But the military-industrial complex is what built this country. I'm sorry. That's what's saving these corporations. You get rid of that, it's over. Drugs don't mean shit. That's just a small intricate. Yeah, it helps the economy mindset. No one gives a fuck about drugs. You can get replaced. The military controls the drugs. I'm sorry to say that. They got the guns. You need guns to control drugs, not just itself. That's a fucking thing. No one cares. That can be replaced. I try to tell you, the military is like the police, man, around the world. We stressed in. That's why military jobs is in the military. You want to be corporate, control people. That's what billionaires do. They control person, place, a thing. A trillionaire controls the planet. If he's a trillionaire, he controls the goddamn planet, the atmosphere. That's it. But a millionaire, that's personal shit. That's like an individualistic thinking. That's for individuals. I always said that. I used to say that to mom. No, a millionaire controls his personal shit. To be a billionaire, you control people. I'm sorry to say that. You control people. I've actually talked to a guy that had millions when I used to work. He told me this. He said, yeah, they control people. You can tell. Look at countries. Now, if you're a totalitarian, if you control a whole society and you're a charismatic leader, yes, it's very totalitarian in certain countries. America can't be that. We always fight each other. We don't have that structure. If we had the structure like them, they control every aspect you like. They're trying, but their laws ain't working because people always want to argue and scream. We're too damn liberal. We're too weak. We're too authoritarian. Like, America's too authoritarian and liberal. They ass backwards. They're fascists. They ain't got enough sense to hold their nuts up. A totalitarian structure like North Korea, no, he got that shit down pat. It's a violent mechanism. He used force. We don't use force. We use other means. Got too many reactors. It's just reactionary dudes, man. That's why I can't take people seriously. I had to learn to understand that people adapt in different ways, man. You can't blame society all the time. Only you can adapt. And that's what matters. So in so many words, you gotta have that. So what I'm looking at is the whole picture is you gotta look what's going on in the world. So I'm not really surprised what's going on and how people can be smart in this thing and how to move forward with the 19 virus and people getting their shots, or if they want to die and say, fuck it, I'm not getting it. That's on you. I saw several good content yesterday, good streams yesterday, even though I was on the panel with Third Ward. Shouts out to Third Ward and For the Record TV. They had an excellent stream. It was some fun. I talked my little ish. Now they had a good stream with her Saturday night. But I did see the $1 billion mindset aspect thing. He was talking about people that are just miserable, which they are. If you ignore them, they're miserable. That's why they be on panels all day. I'm not one of them. I always try to bring a joyful tear and peace. I ain't got no issue. I just fall back, man. Cause yeah, I'm in Georgia and it's a little cold, but it's this January. But for months from now, it ain't gonna be like this. Ain't gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like this. So we're gonna do something. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it was. So yeah, that's the whole purpose of me having things, man. But I'm not tripping because things are different. I'm not hating on nobody this year because I ain't got time for that. I already got enough problems from last year. That purge was some silly shit. Like Auntie, he did a decent job. I ain't saying it's that bad. My issue with it was it could have been better. I know people want to do different things, but that main first one, I enjoyed that one. I'm sorry. DS1 went to town on old boy, man. I'm sorry. He tried to say he watched him. You didn't watch shit. He talked about your Timbs. He had you crying, bro. That's why he make all them noises. He got you. And I'll tell you another thing. He made Grinch do a live stream. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. DS1 cooked him, and I don't know if he's gonna bring the comedy hour back. So I heard off air with Third and Ronan said this. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting. I would love to see what he's gonna bring back. I might tell the villains that what he's gonna do. Very interesting stuff. And Gino, we've talked off air with Juan G's. Good discussion. But yeah, I want to see what I'm gonna do. Because today it's gonna be a little pettiness. I'm not gonna go all the way petty. I'm just gonna be like, we gotta kill it, man. Because what I saw with Big J and BGS, I like that shit. That is a great start of a new year. I'm glad we're gonna talk about it. And I'm not gonna mention Monahan report and read it. I just want the information so I can read it for myself. And I won't research that later because I'm not gonna show no proof and argue with people. I ain't got time for that. I might have to do a separate subject and a stream for that. I might have to use that on a certain stream, you know, probably on a Thursday stream. I might do that for Thursday Thrills. I'm gonna be petty. It has to be next week though. Probably use that for next Thursday. I'm gonna be petty. I'm gonna be an asshole that day. See information I drop. But I don't know. I may use it for something. I don't know if I want to do it for Thursday. No, I may do that for a we'll see. I may do that for a Sunday stream. I'll be petty on that. Yeah, because I'll talk about it. That shit, man, is wild. It's gonna be wild. Oh man, Big J, he trying to get them numbers. I don't blame you, boy. I don't blame you. That was gonna be huge. Yeah, but Pierre kind of fucked it up. Should let the man squabble it out. But I know that's a woman trying to protect her. Yo, and that's her. But a lot of people don't like Pierre anyway. I understand why. Big and then what you call it, BGS, he co-signed her. So I already knew where it was going. So I just saw something interesting there. But you know, last week I took a break. It's because I want to say the same old shit. I had to come with something different. So last week I had to see for what it was. Yeah, I had my little panel moments and there and there and there. But today I just felt like, you know, let me do a stream like this because it's good to be back. But the pre-records, it's coming. It's coming. It's coming. I just gotta make them subject based. You know what? I have an idea. If I talk about the Monahan report on a pre-record and just say what I think about it, I'll read it one day offline. Do a pre-record about it. I might do that in a way and see what responses I get. Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, I have an idea. If I do that and probably use it as a stream, I might do that. I might do that because I want to get my analysis on it. I might do that because that way I can speak on it. I can speak on it because that way I can just get the meat of it. I'll write some things down what I see. There might be 2 pre-records. I can give you on a certain day. It might be on a Tuesday. I want somebody to respond to that shit. And we can have that discussion on a Thursday or some shit. I don't do that. Yeah, that's something to talk about. Let's go on, Degenerate. Salute, man. The Slayer. You know. Yeah, man. Like the smartest will survive, man. You got to survive in this economy. You got to know everything, especially in tech, especially know how to use these type of things. Like I said, this is going to be your job in the future. See, if you can't do it at the home, outside is tech as well. You're going to have to adapt into control the machines. That's just the truth, whether you like it or not. You got to learn how to adapt. So adapting to survive is key. It helps you long term. So adapting to survive is the key. He said, I can't get any notification on this new YouTube, this new update from YouTube. Well, you know how it is. YouTube's updating. That's why they had those bots. Like I said, those are Russian bots. No, those are Google bots, sir. I'll try to correct Rogish. No, those are Google bots. And they have another territory in Utah that Dre showed me. I'll go discuss that even further in the conversation when I open up the discussion. And that's it. That's it. I'm just gonna stick to my content and not even worry about individuals. Cause I'm gonna be serious this week. I'm gonna put that on the back burner and I'll do the same thing the rest of this month because I don't really care. Y'all talk about the same old shit all the time. I'm gonna start destroying arguments like that. He said RBR put that in everyone's mind so they repeat it. Exactly. I'm gonna put that shit on the back burner. I'm gonna put that shit on the back burner. Cause this month I'm gonna change shit. I'm gonna get certain views. Cause now it's time to crank up content now. Cause see, last week I just wanted a break to get my mind clear. But now I'm cranking it up. I sure do miss the previous update from the app. Yeah. But like I said, man, this is here. We here to stay. And villains, keep doing your villainy. Be smart this year. That's why the smart still survive. We plan our shit and we go out here. My content's not going nowhere. I'm just gonna have to make a few changes and just do a few pre-records and I'll move forward. Yeah. But the Sunday madness will continue. It will continue. And I'm not stopping because I feel like that's the stream lane I'm going in. The Money Streets Embrace Independent Thinker, that's, it's open too. The Thursday streams, we're still gonna keep Thursday Thrills until I change it to something else. I'm gonna end it probably in the spring because I already had enough of it. And I could do a nice stream on that in the summer. I could go double stream. I'll bring it back in the summer. I'll say like that, and all the way through the winter time. I'll keep the Thursday drills going, but the Thursday, I'm gonna call it something else in the afternoon and nighttime. I don't know. I may change it, but I'll sleep on it. I might end that series. It's gonna be probably a 20 series. I won't say it like that. I'm not gonna promise y'all anything. The new Thursday streams is gonna be like in the afternoon and night. It's gonna keep it in that realm. Same with Wednesday nights. Wednesday nights I'm gonna keep it in a small realm. But the Sunday streams, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ain't gonna do no marathons, but yeah. Those are my streams. Keep it that realm. Because I already know what I'm gonna do. The Thursday Thrills will be what it is. Not much. Because people got different things to do. So yeah, winter is here. We're gonna crank this shit up. And we're gonna stay. February is gonna be an interesting month. Stick talking about Black History. It's gonna be an interesting month. Yeah. It's gonna be some powerful shit. Powerful shit. Because this month, I'm cranking up content. I don't know about y'all. I'm cranking up content. I like pre-recordings. We're gonna get there. So I know people gotta get their mornings off, but wait till it's hit to the hour mark and I'll end it. Appreciate the share, Supreme Elder, and the stream. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm gonna head on in and get warmed up, and I'll be back around 2:30 doing the Sunday Madness. Appreciate Degenerate come through. Shar, lovely peace. Sincerely yours, Nadia. Check out her channel, y'all. Not a problem. Captain Ghost of the Villain Sphere, Oni the Ghost himself. And then we got Miss V, MTG TV. Check her out, y'all. Appreciate you for stopping by. Supreme Elder, Skyfall. Who else came through? Shout out to everyone. Kareem, not Karen. Appreciate you for coming through. Mace, Toya, the Ultimate One, son. Appreciate you for coming through. And last but not least, Psycho Candy. So appreciate it, y'all. Y'all can have a blessed day. On signing off. I'm gonna say peace. All hail, Great Skull. Peace.